Hi, welcome back to the Real Sisters Real Estate. This is Christy Curtis with the Bob and Rana Group, Berkshire Hathaway, and I'm here with my sister Jules. How's it going?
Good. And I'm with Century 21 Jackson Hole.
What's new with you guys out there?
Not much. We're starting to defrost, which is lovely.
That's
Yeah.
nice. What temperature is defrost for you guys?
We were in the mid 40s, which is I mean,
Oh,
that
that's
is
not too bad.
springtime for us.
Were you rocking tank tops and booty
Pretty
shorts?
much. I got I got a sunburn on my face. We went skiing, and like a dummy, I didn't put on suntan lotion cuz
Oh,
I was like, I don't need that.
you're skiing,
I was like
right?
the lady from The River Runs Through It. The sun don't bother me.
The sun don't bother me. Hours later, whoopsies.
It's bothering me. My
Yeah, I
face is
bet. I
peeling.
bet.
So,
Oh
yeah,
God.
it's about the same color as my lipstick, so that's lovely.
Oh.
So what's going on with you?
Nothing. Hayden. I took Hayden to the airport on Saturday, so he is currently in Rome. We're visiting Maria, his girlfriend, and we got pictures of the Vatican this morning, so that was cool to see. And yeah, first thing he ate when he got there was lasagna, so he was a happy boy. And then they had crepes this morning. But yeah, he's living the dream over there. I go pick him back up on Saturday as well, and then he goes right back to school. So
That sounds good. I loved the lasagna over
big
there.
things.
It had a layer of bechamel in
Oh,
it,
it's amazing.
which is it's not that's
Mhm.
not an American thing to do, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start doing that." It is so good.
It's amazing. It's amazing. He said it was the best lasagna he'd ever had, and it was just kinda like a grab and go restaurant. So, it had to been, just a simple thing, but they make everything so much better over there.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Alright,
So you wanna go ahead and get into, news you can
let's do
use?
it.
Okay.
Our Tibor market update this week, we have current days on market of 141 for our residential listings and 224 days on market for our building sites. On par with what we have been seeing the last couple weeks, not much change there. We have 970 active listings, 55 new listings, 23 went pending, and 22 sold. So we are starting to see, keeping in terms with our spring terms, a little bit of a de-thawing. We've seen, the tick of active listings went up, pending and sold, which is all trending great. If we can continue to see that trend, it would be great. There is more snow in the forecast for next week, so it could
Mm.
all come to a crashing halt.
Well, how much snow?
Not much. It's just supposed to be
Oh, okay.
typical, like rain, snow. It's just going to make for shitty driving conditions, which is the best way it could be.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely. Lots of fun in those passes that you guys have to go through all the time. Let's see. For the DMV, current days on market is 18. We're up 1 day from last week. Nothing to be in an uproar about. Active units went up 3.2%. They went up about, I don't know, 300 listings. New pending is also up almost 2%. So that's good. And then, like week over week, we've been at this time last year, we had about 700 more closings so far in the area. So we're down there, but that is not anything new. As far as national numbers, I looked at the rate right before we hopped on, and it was 7.79. That's really high. That's the highest I've seen it in a bit.
So
Obviously, average days on market nationally is 49. So
it
what's
went
up?
back
What?
up from last week. Those jerks.
Yes. Yes. Last week it was like I think it was 7.19, and now we're at 7.79. Yeah, not good there. So annoying. But yeah, those are the numbers that we have. You want to get in some we'll have lots of news from the big dogs this week. Obviously, lots of changes coming down the pike, lots of realtors in an uproar, a lot of meetings about what to expect. I know you just went to a very long class
I
seminar on it.
did. I did. I went to Adorna Carroll's class. And if you don't know who Adorna Carroll is, you should look her up. She is great. She does the accredited buyers class, the accredited sellers class. She has sat on the very top of NAR. board. She has written the book and so many things. And when she talks, you shut the hell up and take some notes. So if you don't know who she is, please reach out. If your board ever hosts any of her classes, I highly recommend them. I just came from Field Ramifications of DOJ versus MLS. And it just kind of is a breakdown of what happened, how it happened, and what can we expect. Uh, so essentially, what happened is the DOJ started attacking the individual MLS boards on the East Coast, on the West Coast, and one in Missouri, I believe. They started winning those. So NAR as a whole saw the writing on the wall and said, okay, lump us all in and let's get a settlement so we can get some clarity of how we can all move forward. So that's essentially how we got here. Um, our settlement that we paid out, and I'm sure everybody has seen the numbers, is $418 million.
Right.
It's huge. It's a huge number.
It's crazy. It's
You
crazy.
know, she had a great point. $418 million is a giant number. But compared to the 1.5 billion that they were going for, she was like, NAR did a great job of
Crazy.
negotiating. And she would make it a point
Yes.
to say that NAR as an organization can absorb the cost of it.
We'll see. I mean, I know a lot of people that I have talked to are like, why do we even need NAR? We're not even going to be, well, we're going to come off as a membership or whatever. That's a whole nother discussion. And I think that's a personal decision for each broker or individual, however you want to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of uproar over everything that's going on right now.
Yeah, there is. I mean, this is changing the precedence of how we interact. And essentially, what's coming down the pipe is buyer representation contracts. That is our
Sure.
biggest change that we are going to be seeing right now, that we can expect right this very second. So essentially, what's happened is they've decoupled the co-broke. You know, we sign a listing, it's 6%, it's whatever, it's X. You know, Y is given to buyer, Z is given to listing. That's how it's been. It's always come out of the settlement statement on the seller side. Those are changing. So now it's going to be up to us to negotiate our own terms and have a buyer representation signed before we show any property with them.
I honestly, as soon as these lawsuits started happening, I immediately went, okay, well, the buyer side of things is going to change. And the fact that we're going to have to exactly get our own fee. Now, I've been doing this for years at this point. It's just something that I was lucky enough to be trained on years ago and collecting my fee and making sure that I get what I have already negotiated between myself and my buyer. So I feel like I have a little bit of a leg up. So I will thank my previous team leader for that. Other than that, I think it's educating everyone, and it's really all it comes down to. As long as we're educated enough and can describe what's going on, I think that you should be able to take these new terms and really not going to change too much as far as us getting paid. If you don't know how to negotiate your commission, you don't belong in this business. So that's I think it's going to weed out a lot of people. If you don't know how to get a buyer broker sign before you show a property, you're going to get weeded out. And that's just the way it's going to be. You should be getting your buyer broker sign before you show property anyway. There are different ways to do it. You can be specific to that one piece of property. If you're meeting them for the first time, you can say, hey, this is buyer broker. It's just for today, just so we can get to know each other. You can see that I am going to do a good job for you. There are ways to get people to sign the buyer broker and then show your worth. So it's all about training and communicating. I really think that all these changes are going to keep evolving and changing even more. I know. Did she mention that the whole buyer broker thing happens in July? Starts taking place in July. Did she mention that?
Yes. So she said mid
Yeah.
July. We don't have an actual date yet. Like you said, lots of training going on, and you should take those classes and know what you are doing. You had mentioned, I love what you said right there. The hey, let's go out for a test drive. If it's somebody, you don't know, these are going to be state mandated. So that gives you a leg to stand on right there. I, by law, cannot show you this property until I have a buyer's agreement. I don't know you. You don't know me. Let's sign it for this specific property. If it works, great. We'll amend that broker or that agreement to a more general, you could do for the whole state or county, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But I love what you said right there. If you're working within your sphere of influence, obviously you're going to just do more of a blanket. Okay, we'll just show you all of them and whatever. I'll be your agent. But if a realtor.com or a Zillow lead, I don't know these people. And maybe I don't want to work with them. Maybe they're assholes,
Right.
so it works on both
Right.
sides.
It really does, because there's times where you wanna fire them and that not the other way around, you know? So it yes, 100%. So it can save you too some headache, and it should save you headache anyway, knowing that peace of mind. We've all shown property without having the buyer broker. That's just reality. And but it should have give you peace of mind knowing that this is now, like you said, state mandate. This is the law. I cannot even open this door without you signing this piece of paper. So go ahead and give me your Herbie Hancock.
Thanks, Tommy boy.
For and, we'll go ahead and walk on in. It really gives us, like you said, a leg to stand on, and gives us, our fighting power and our talking points, and you should be getting this signed. And if you don't, I think they're gonna be checking on this more often, and you're gonna be up, Schitt's Creek without a paddle if you don't have it signed.
Something she mentioned, that they are going to the settlement people. So title does all of our settlement stuff here. I don't know if you have another party, or if, I'm not sure how your state does it, but here we send it all to title and they open escrow. They have never asked me once for a listing or buyer's agreement to see what the agreements are within our contracts to our clients. And I think that is going to change. We are going to have to start submitting that so they can see what is written into the buy sell. So essentially, say I have X percentage written into my buyer agreement. Well, whatever's on that buy sell, you know, if it's not satisfied, then you're up shit's creek. So you better learn it, and you better learn it fast.
These are all things that you should be open with. So essentially, the way I saw it is they're not saying that the seller can't offer a co-op. We just can't advertise it anywhere. So it's just a matter of me calling you and saying, "Hey, listing agent, is there a co-op?" Now, the listing agent can be a total dick and be like, try to save their person money, which I'll be honest, I'll probably try that. Um, and be like, "We'll go ahead and write your fee in, and we'll see what we get." You know what I mean? To a degree. But essentially, it's just going to be a lot more communication on all of our part, because when I go out and I show a property, if my buyer likes it, that's going to be have to be one of the first questions I ask. And it's not to be greedy, it's to be knowledgeable. Really, to me, it really all boils down to everyone communicating as much as possible. And I think the people that don't answer their phone and don't read their text messages, those agents that just never get back to you for things, I think that they're going to be left behind.
Agreed. They certainly will be, and I think we will have a thinning of agents.
I'm okay with that. Bye bye.
She said the same thing. Yeah, she did. She was like, "I don't wanna work with
Yeah,
Driftwood
bye.
Realty." I know, right? She's really funny.
Yeah,
Her
that's funny.
classes are
Yeah,
great.
I'll have to look her up, and I've never heard of her, so I'll have to look her up and see if she's any coming to Maryland.
Yeah, and also on another note, I apologize. I'm still getting over the death spiral, so if I cough, get over it.
Yeah.
So, a few things, yeah, we talked about that are good for us. A few things that we can expect changing: intermediary contracts, dual siding. I think we can wave that bye-bye. See more because if state are mandating that you have to have a buyer's rep, that means you have a listing and a buyer, designated agencies only. So, and I was interested when I heard that because when everyone was talking about this, they're like, "Oh, well, they'll just go to the listing agent." Well, that doesn't make any sense because if you have a listing contract, then you can only work with them as a buyer or as a customer. So, why on earth would anybody go into contract as a customer when you have absolutely no protection? So, I think that right there should sell your worth. Show them. You can pull it out right out of the disclosures. This is what they're going to give you as a customer. This is a service I provide for you as a buyer representative.
100%. So we're not allowed to do that anyway here. So we have to we have to show our worth every time. Now you can come in unrepresented, but again, for the most part, that doesn't really happen here, and there's no such thing as, I just turn into a middleman. I still work for one side or the other. Most of the time, it would be I would work for the seller, um, and the buyer would come unrepresented. But most of the time, there's absolutely no benefit to a buyer being unrepresented. They just get the short end of the stick, and I know buyers think they're savvy. "Oh, I've bought and sold plenty of homes." Okay, well, you've never I do this, 25 times a year. You do it once every 6 years, so I think I'm gonna probably negotiate you under the table, hopefully. But, yeah, there'll be a lot of changes. There's really nothing I'm too worried about, to be completely honest. I'm not worried about any of it at all.
No, I think it's gonna I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good all around. We're gonna have buyer protections, which let's face it, Mr. Buyer is never freaking faithful. So maybe if they sign something, they'll be faithful. I think right now we have change, and change is scary.
Mhm.
But I think for the most part, it's gonna be better for buyers and sellers because they're gonna know full disclosure. You're gonna have to disclose if you have a referral fee as well. So look for new forms coming down the pipe. I know somebody in our room from Wyoming has said he's on the board. They are writing new forms for Wyoming. So Wyomingites, keep a look on those. They're coming down the pipe. A seller concession for commissions may not be put into the private remarks into an MLS. So don't think you're gonna
Oh,
get
yeah.
around that here, people, because I know they were gonna try. I already thought about it. I was like, "Huh, put it in the private
Have
remarks."
you seen all have you seen all the memes going around?
No.
Oh, they're hilarious. It's like one of them has a rider on the bottom of their for sale sign. It says 2.5.
That's really funny.
Oh, the memes are crazy. I put one on our page and it's like a description. This 3-bedroom, newly renovated, and it spells
Oh,
3%.
that's really
It's
funny.
hilarious.
That's really funny.
Yeah, the memes started coming out. I was like, "Oh, this is hilarious." Because anyone that just have a sense of
Oh, yeah.
humor about it. What are you gonna do? You gotta roll with it. You
And we
gotta
all
roll with it.
immediately
So,
thought it, "Well, throw it in the private remarks." So, no go on there either. You can put regular
no,
seller concessions, $10,000 buy down, all that kinda shit we already see. Yep, we know.
we're the only ones that are so far behind this
Exactly.
ball. This is why all these changes, everyone's freaking out. I'm like, this is where we needed to be,
100%.
you know? And here's the thing, everyone's freaking out. You have the opportunity to charge what you want to charge. You can up your
Yep.
fee. Make more money,
Yes, ma'am.
like, stop freaking out. Everyone automatically thinks, "I'm not gonna make any money." Charge
S
more. You're in charge of your service fee.
Adorna mentioned that. She goes, "I think agents are going to start making more money." Fannie and Freddie, their biggest problem right now, if they don't start rolling these fees into the loans, where are the first-time homebuyers going to go? They don't want those to
Right.
drop out of the market, and they are gonna have to start adapting, and we're gonna see it.
Yeah, yeah. The none of this is bad, in my opinion. The only thing that's bad is the actual lawsuits and the money that's
Yes.
being paid. I don't think it's, I don't. I disagree with all that, but I don't think that any of the changes that are coming our way are bad. I think that overall it's going to be a much more transparent transaction for everyone. I think it's going to force the weaklings out. And like I said, bye bye. And I think that overall, it's going to give us a chance to honestly make more money and show that we are worth that money that we're trying to that we're collecting, and that not just making more money just to make more money, because everyone thinks we get paid so much money just to open a door. It's so much harder than that.
If it was easy, everyone would do it. I have to
Right.
say. I mean, coming into this industry, I had no idea how hard it
I
was.
told you. I said, do not quit your day
And I
job.
did. I was like, "Fuck that day
I know
job."
you did.
I told my boss to go stick it up
Right.
a rear. I'm gonna be a real estate
That's
agent now,
right.
and look at me.
I'm gonna roll in
And
the
now I have
dough.
to continue to be a real estate agent to make our podcast work.
I know, even if we hit the lottery, we're stuck. God damn it. Oh,
It
well, it
is
is
what
what
it
it is,
is.
right?
So, I mean, look, right now, look to your brokerages, get in trainings, find out the language they want to use. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I don't even want to share any of the phrases, or she shared some with us that she's been using over the years. I will not do that here because I don't want that kind of liability. So,
No.
look to your brokerage for some guidance here and you'll be all right.
All right, Jules, do you wanna get into, what would you do? I think you have a pretty funny story for us, right?
I do. My story is entitled Don't Be Me. So this story actually comes from me.
Oh,
I know,
no.
it's so stupid.
We're in for a rare treat.
Buckle up, buttercup. Uh, so I was a brand new agent. I just signed with my brokerage, and my best friend was also working at the brokerage. We had a mutual friend who was looking for a house, and she was super busy at the time, and I was looking for stuff to do. So she's like, "Look, take Mr. Buyer around, and if he buys a house, we'll do a referral fee, whatever. However, we had it, put together. It doesn't really matter." So,
No.
so many months go by. I find Mr. Buyer a house. We're all so excited. Everybody's high fiving. We're all cheersing. It's fun. He's moving down from Jackson. He's going to be near us. So everyone's super excited. So me and my best friend agent decide to take his keys and break into his house to drink beer in his house. Why wouldn't you?
Totally normal thing. Why
Totally
wouldn't you do that?
normal. So we break into his house, we send him pictures, give him a call, like, "Oh my God, we're having a beer in your house. We're so excited, blah, 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 blah." We finish up our beers and we lock up the house and we walk out the door and we turn around to see that the keys are laying
Oh.
on the counter. And there's,
Oh my
so
god.
we had to do the call of shame.
You
We're, s-
bunch of
we're so
losers.
stupid. So we had to
How many beers did you
just
drink?
one. I know.
Oh god, you're just that
This is
stupid.
just our natural stupid.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So, we had to do the call of shame. We're like, "So,
Yeah.
we locked your keys in your house. Do you have another set?" He's like, "No, I don't have it. You guys had the only set." I'm like, "Shit."
Remember how you're supposed to deliver me my keys? Those are the keys I
Those are
need.
It's the same ones. It's those same ones. So,
Yeah.
let's see, but we tried to get in through the crawl space, no luck, that was locked. We tried to get in all of the windows. I pulled a screen down. I put the screen back, by the way. Still, everything's locked. So we had to do basically the walk of shame and call the locksmith and get the locks changed for him.
How fast did he get out there?
He was there the next day. Thank goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a mess.
So stupid.
And they're not cheap either,
No,
the locksmith. They're not cheap.
no.
No, no. Did you learn your lesson? Don't break into your clients' homes.
Well, no, I didn't learn that lesson, but don't lock the keys in the house.
True story. Double check before you lock it up.
Always make sure the keys are in your pocket.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, that sounds like right on par for you guys.
It really does. Oh, so stupid.
Makes for a funny story though. And he wasn't mad. He was your friend.
No, he didn't care. And he
No.
was probably gonna change the locks anyways.
Right? So you're just helping him out, you're giving him one up. It's actually a gift that you gave
It
him.
was our closing gift to him is you get
There
new
you go.
locks and new keys. So,
Yes. And your first beer cans in your recycling.
exactly.
Yeah, well, at least you learned one lesson there, so that's all you can do, right?
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty funny though. I don't think I'd ever think to do that, but I've taken my clients out for, drinks afterwards and, like, with their friends and then had too much to drink, but that's, nothing new for me and my friends.
Yeah. I mean, we've all
No.
done that, but how many people have locked their
Yeah, yeah.
clients out of their own home? We're
I
special.
can safely say I better knock on something. I've never done that, but, yeah, yeah. At least it was a friend. Well, you wouldn't have done it if it wasn't a friend, but
No, no,
he's
no.
fine.
We wouldn't have been breaking into
No,
random, even a client's house. But
no,
he's
no,
one of our
no.
best buddies, and we still laugh about it, so
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure he still walks right down to you guys' house and hangs out.
he does.
Yeah, yeah. No harm, no foul, but a funny story. All right, do you wanna get into our reality show breakdown today? What do we got?
Let's do it. We watched Million Dollar Listing LA season 14, episode 5.
To sell or not to sell? So this episode wasn't really anything too juicy. Let's see. I'd say Tracy had the craziest one where she was selling her friend's house and she put it in as an investor, and all the investors were just mobbing her. It was crazy the amount of people that were coming to her. And then I liked how she showcased all the offers. She had like a big white flip pad and then she was writing down all the offers and she's left the best one for last, which I tend to do as well. Um and her friend was very happy. And it's just funny to I've worked with plenty of friends and family members and it's such a it's such a balancing act, because you need to be professional and then also keep, your personal feelings and things out of it. So she did a really great job there.
Yeah.
And she got a really great deal for her friend. I mean, just 6 months. I think it was 6 months free. They call it lease back. I call it rent back. Um, well over asking price. I mean, just everything. No inspections, no contingencies, cash. It's like, dang.
Dang.
I told CJ I was watching it. I was like, this is a $6 million tear down.
It really is. I mean, there was giant wall cracks in the wall. I mean,
Mm.
it must have just been that location. It had to be spectacular because the house was nothing to
That's the
write
only thing.
home about.
No, I mean, it was a pretty house. It was fine. But the all new pool. It was sat on an acre, so I think that's your moneymaker right there. Is all that land. We always talk about this show, but we've never been to
No.
California, so we don't really know. But just from the little bit that we've watched, I feel like it's all about the land, and that's the value. So, great job to her. And then I thought it was funny that Josh Altman, his wife, doesn't want to sell the house.
Oh, right.
And they're sitting there. Yeah, they're sitting there talking. And she's like, does he think I'm stupid? Like, offers don't just like signed offers don't just fall out of the sky. She's like, he's been talking to them. And I'm like, 100%. He set all that up and just is explained his backstory, saying how he, lost all his money. So he's still a little bit on edge about things sometimes, which is understandable. But yeah, I liked how she was not falling for that bullshit.
No, she didn't. She called him right out.
It was really very humbling, like how she was going on about, the first house I sold was $288,000. And I think that that's normal for most
Oh,
agents.
yeah.
We sell some are less, some are more, whatever, it depends. Um, but reality is she's like, I never thought I'd be in this position. So it was very humbling for her. And she was crying, and 100% I was on her side there. Um, there's no need to move just to move. The grass isn't always greener.
Right.
Um, and then also Flag, he got the Marilyn Monroe house sold.
Yes.
That horrible, horrible house. And he negotiated it right at the table at the dining, or they were at
They were
a
at
table, they
a
were at a
restaurant
restaurant
somewhere.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and he negotiated it on speaker. I love that. I love it. I love that kind of stuff. I've done it before, and it's just total transparency and shows people how you operate. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too, and I think he did a good job dealing with a hard seller. I don't think that seller was
Mhm.
particularly easy to deal with. He kinda seemed like a jerk. So, he was just kinda like, "I want what I want out of my house," and I thought he did a good job negotiating and just being like, and that's probably where the open phone call really comes into play, because the other guy's going, "This is best and final, take it or leave it," and when it's your only offer on the table, that's gonna be a big
Yeah,
question mark if you don't take it, because their market's softening,
right.
as things soften up, he would be hard pressed to keep, showing that house and move it at the price it did.
Right, right. No, he did a great job. I didn't think the seller was that bad. I thought he was somewhat reasonable in the fact that he was like, I mean, final and best. We can't.
Right.
What are we supposed to do? You turn it around, or you refuse it, and like you said, then you're just sitting on the market forever. So I didn't think he was too bad, but he was. Flag did a great job, just again managing expectations, and he has such a blunt way of doing business. I personally love it. It's not how I operate. But I do love his bluntness of, no, this is the best that we're gonna get. Like, just wisen up and let's take this, He does a good job with that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I didn't think of anything, like, the rest of the episode was pretty, lackluster, Tracy's daughter is now driving, and you and I have both been there. That's, nerve-wracking
To
and
say the least.
scary to be behind the wheel with your 16-year-old.
Oh my god.
Ah!
I know. Colton's driving right now. Scares the shit out of me.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
yeah.
Especially he started on the, I don't know, I guess a few months ago, in like a winter storm. And I was like, roads are
Ooh,
icy. Oh my God.
right?
I was freaking out. I was freaking out. We got home
Yeah.
and Marcus is like, "How'd you do, bud?" He was like, "Oh, I did fine. Mom didn't do so well though." It's like, "Thanks a lot."
Yeah, right? Well, Hayden's the whole time was like, "Mom's gonna be horrible to drive with. Mom's gonna be horrible." And I wasn't ever that bad. He was like, "No, you weren't that bad." I'm like, "Yeah," but he's also a pretty decent driver. He drives I can't really complain about the way he drives. He drives just like me. Fast, aggressive, but aware. I know when to stop. I know when to go. Like, I don't need anyone, you know, shortchanging me, or what is it? Stop short, stop short. I'm okay. I got it. Ginger freaks out when she's in the car with me. It's just constantly side seat driving. I'm like, shut the hell up. But yeah, but it's nerve wracking no matter what, because the kid, brand new driver.
Yeah. It's just scary as hell. And I'm a terrible side seat
Yeah, it's
driver.
scary.
Drives Marcus crazy.
Yeah, I can see that in
Yeah.
you. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. You and Ginger both. Yeah, But yeah, I it is what it is. But yeah, nothing else to, you know, really bring up about the episode. Pretty, you know, non-eventful.
All right. Well, that makes for a
All
quick
right.
segment.
There you go. Moving on.
All right. Well, who do you got for our listing of the week this week?
So this week I did a little differently. I feel like we're always on the West Coast. So today I actually picked a Manhattan penthouse. It is Kirsten Dunst's Manhattan penthouse. And to be completely honest, they did it again where they advertised that it was Kirsten Dunst's Manhattan penthouse, but it was actually, she sold it 2 times ago.
Oh
But
my.
anyway, it's still here. I know. And so now they are selling it for 7. They bought it from Kirsten Dunst at 4.43 million. It is, like I said, 2 bedroom, 2 bath. This listing is courtesy of Laura Wincam of the Corcan Group, and I apologize for butchering all of that. The penthouse is located in Hudson Square and features custom hardwood flooring, exposed brick, and an in-unit full-size washer and vented dryer. I thought that was funny because, to us that's nothing, but I guess into DC, and I'm sorry, in New York that is a big thing.
Well, I mean,
The
that's pretty crazy to know that you could have a penthouse and potentially not have a washer dryer in your unit, and you're buying it
right,
for
7
7,000,000. Like, good God, what kind of
7,000,000.
real estate market is up there?
Go go to the laundromat. Yeah,
Oh,
right? That we have people for that at 7,000,000.
I think so.
It's located right in Manhattan, and it overlooks the Hudson River. Brand new kitchen, all that kind of stuff. So let's kinda go ahead and take a scroll through it. One of the fun things that it has is the a Murphy bed, so I'll show you that.
I think once Colton moves out sorry, Colton, I'm already redesigning your room. But I was thinking, like, putting the office in his room and putting in a Murphy bed, so, like, when he comes back from college or whatever, he'd have a place to stay still, but anyways, sorry about that.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, um, I think that most people already rearrange their kids. So I told Hayden that his room was going to be a gym, but he was fine with it though. Okay, so here we go. So this is the outside of the building. Isn't it
Ew,
funny? It's like
that
so.
is ugly
Ugh,
as
I know,
shit.
right? Isn't it? And this building is apparently like
So
very famous for other people, other stars. It's like Joaquin Phoenix was one of the other stars that
what?
have lived here. Apparently there's a whole bunch of stars that have lived here before. Now it has private access. This penthouse itself has private access. It has its own elevator. It opens up to the penthouse level. It's very pretty. I love all the brick. It's just very it's very pretty.
It's very East Coast. All the brick
It's very
inside,
East Coast.
it's so East Coast, and I like it. It's cool.
Mhm. It's cool. It's more industrial. I feel like a West Coast vibe is definitely different than the East Coast vibes. Apparently, all these windows are brand new as well. You can see that they're pretty new. They're very modern and have a very architectural element to them. Again, this it overlooks the Hudson River. So I'm not a New York person, but I think this would be a great view. Look at that. That's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've only been into New York City one time, but I've driven by it many, many times, and I always pull out my camera and take pictures of it because it's so big. You don't realize how big it is until you're driving by it and you're like, "Holy cow, like, look at that skyline," and
Yeah.
that's the view you have, it's amazing.
It's amazing, and it's just iconic too, the New York City, especially Manhattan, is such an iconic view, but this another view of the actual living room. Again, I like to see they have their pops of color. They have this like aqua blue as their pop of color, which I really like. It goes from the painting to the chair to the carpet to even the books and the candles on
Oh,
the
yeah.
side table.
That's cool.
Very. The only thing I could not find was the square footage for this penthouse. I'm sure it's somewhere, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Again, view of the Hudson River, kitchen brand new apparently, custom fridge which you can see hidden over there on the right-hand side. Plenty of room for your, in kitchen dinner table.
I'm not so sure about those wood
Just
chairs in the front there. I like the little benches on the side, but the wood chairs,
they don't really go with everything,
no.
right?
Yeah.
I feel like they'd be cooler if they were black.
Like, compared to everything else, they, like, look cheap, which I bet they're
Yes,
expensive.
they do. Of course, they're expensive. It's a $7,000,000 penthouse. If you look at the exposed shelving, like, what the hell is that? It's not like dishes or
I
anything,
don't
right?
it kinda looks like a purse up there. I don't know what's going on up there.
I thought so too. It looks like a pillow, just in case you need. I guess.
Does she wanna take a little nappy
What's
nap
the
in the kitchen?
a little nap? I mean, that's Will Ferrell's character. He must have been sleepwalking and put the pillow up there. um, that's I don't know if you got that reference, but you never heard that part of the movie where he sleepwalks and he always puts his mom's purse or the pillows in the oven?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
course.
Come on, but Jules, stick with me,
Sorry.
stick with me. It's okay. We reference it a lot around here, so, very industrial again with the exposed brick, the wood beam ceiling, and then the wood paneled, uh, side wall. Good
It's a
lord, that took
lot
a
of
lot to get
wood.
out.
Yeah, that was hard to say.
I like it. It was yes, it took me a while.
I don't know. I love the tongue and groove
Wood?
ceiling, and I like it reflecting on the floor. The wood paneling to me, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, like, some homes I've shown around here that are, like, straight up from the 1930s that still have the original wood paneling. It's not a good
Yeah,
look
that's
that
not
it
a good
wants
look.
to go for.
No, agreed. That one doesn't really bother me too much. I'm curious as to what that hook is for.
Wonder
Maybe that's where that's where the exposed, the purse on the exposed cabinet was supposed to
maybe.
go.
They misplaced it.
They missed their mark. They did.
Well, now we have a closer look. It still looks like a pillow.
It's not. Now that I'm actually looking at it, it's one of those, like, decorative bowl dish type things.
Oh,
One of those things you'll never use, but it's on a stand.
I like our
Like,
story
they, like, have
better.
them on yeah, way better if it's a real pretty cheetah print purse. Vintage, of course. That view out of the windows kinda cool, kinda different. Nothing too crazy with the primary, very neutral, but very pretty, still more exposed brick. It's obviously big enough to have that little side couch with the little reading lamp. Nothing too crazy there. I like it. I think it's pretty and simple. And then you go into the primary ensuite with the tile that I just love. I love that tile and I love the clawfoot tub. I know that you're not a fan of the clawfoot tub though.
No, not a fan, but I do love that tile on the ground. That is cool.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah,
It's very
it's really
pretty. Oh,
pretty.
and one thing I thought was so funny that they noted in the actual listing was that the towel rack is heated.
Oh, that's nice. I mean,
I
that's
know,
pretty
right?
bougie.
That's pretty bougie. I guess you probably can't heat the tile in a building of this age or something like that.
Oh.
I thought I had the age of the building. I wanna say it was, like, early oh, goodness. I had it at one point, and then I was editing.
Well,
The building itself is pretty old.
from the outside of the building, it looks older than dirt.
Yeah, it looks like shit. But, yeah, so I think it's the building itself is probably too old to put actual heated tiles, like those heated coils underneath of it, so they did the heated towel rack, which I gotta say, I don't never had it, but I feel like I'd be a
I
fan.
feel like I need to look into that. We're getting ready to remodel our bathrooms.
Oh, yeah, tell me what it is, because I can easily have Siege do that too. And then you have the, old school, vent above the bathroom door, so that's just, again, just, part of the age of the bathroom. More more this is the other bathroom. This is the 2nd
This is the smallest
bedroom
bathroom ever known
bath.
to man. That's hard to get a picture of.
Well, it's a pretty big it is hard to get a picture of for sure, but it's a pretty big shower from what I can see. And I do like how they did the tile there too, just something a little different, and then they have it looks like a copper basin sink, which I
It's
like.
pretty cute.
Yeah, and here's your Murphy bed.
Oh, I like it.
So it said that the current owners have the yeah, me too. They said the current owners have the bedroom set up as an office, obviously, library thing, and then obviously you just move that little couch and then you have your Murphy bed.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna do that in my house as soon as Colton leaves.
I mean, I think it's a great way to still have the room and then have space for when you do have a guest or when your son comes home.
Exactly. Oh, you wanna come
Yeah.
back and stay?
So
Don't you have somewhere else to be?
right? No, no. Yeah, so that's it. But I thought it was a really cute penthouse. Just what a difference between what you get in LA and what you get in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
We're still talking $7 million. It's a ton of money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, real estate's just so limited there in the city, so
Yeah.
it is an amazing view. Well, I like it.
Yeah.
Nice
I like it too.
nice
I don't
change
know.
of pace on the East Coast stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try to I was thinking, I was like, we should probably try to find some like mountain cabins and shit like that too, but I haven't come across any that I like yet. So oh well.
Well, I'm sure somebody famous is gonna sell something around me at some point in time.
Yeah, get on
I
it.
know.
Get on it, Kanye.
Oh, wouldn't that be funny? His Cody Ranch.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
I don't know what the ranch is called, but it's in the city of Cody. Well, town. It's in the town.
Oh. Oh.
All right, I'll look into that. I'll dig into the Kanye
Yeah.
property and see if it's for sale.
Yeah. Yeah, we need Yeezy. We need Yeezy up in here. I know he's canceled, but I don't think he's actually canceled. I actually listened to part of his new album. It's pretty good.
Ella loves his stuff.
Most people
I know.
do.
Well, his old stuff.
His new album's good.
Oh, I haven't heard it.
Get on it. Get on the Yeezy train. Jesus,
I'll
Jules.
jump on there.
God, you're so old.
I'll try.
Thank you. I'd like you to know every word by the time we get to Galveston. Please. Thank
No
you.
problem. Maybe I can weave in all of the song names into the description of the house or something.
Yes, please do. Now you were on a mission. I will be on listening of the week for the next 4 weeks while you work on that. It'll be epic. All right, so that wraps that part up. Tangents galore. Jenny, what you got for your tip of the week this week?
All right, my tip of the week is back to your scripts. I know we talked about shampoo bottles before. Learn new scripts. Get ready as you are training for learning your buyer reps and all of that stuff that we were talking about before. Start your new scripts, get your buyer tracks down, start practicing them so when you're saying them to your people, it doesn't sound like complete bullshit.
Mhm. And on top of that, just start the new practice already. If you're not already getting your BBA signed, get your BBA signed. Just start the practice early. Some people don't do it automatically. It's going to become mandated. It pretty much already is mandated, but a lot of agents use it as an optional type thing. Just get ready for it. I almost had the same exact tip. Like changes are coming. Get your scripts ready.
Beat you to it.
Um, yeah, I know. Shit. Now what am I gonna say? No, I had already changed mine because I got thrown off. Yesterday, a seller called me in an area that I'm not normally in, and he wanted a landscaper, a cleaning crew, yada yada yada. I was like, shit. Yeah, I'll help you with that. That's part of my job. So get your vendor list together. I'm gonna start. We have like a group one. I think I'm gonna do a side one too, just because I am in different locations or where my group is a lot. Get your vendors vetted. That way they're right there on call when someone asks you. And then you can let your vendor know, hey, I've got such and such calling you from XYZ, and they're going to need help. Photos are Thursday. It's Monday. I need all this stuff done right away. Always. So it'd just be easier. But I got caught off guard myself there. So I was like, that's a good tip to for me to follow. So get it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, no, that's a good tip. I haven't been in and updated my vendor list in quite some time, so good tip. I'll go ahead and get on that this week. Maybe not this week.
Mm,
Probably not next week
No, you
because
have a
we're
lot of
on spring break. So in the near future.
and it's at some point when I call them and they no longer are painters, I'll update my list.
Exactly. That's right. Way to stay
And besides the fact,
proactive,
Jules, you're
me.
exactly. Well, you're gonna be busy trying to get all this Kanye stuff together, so you
Yeah.
won't have time to update your vendor list.
Yeah, I'm taking the seller class from Adorna the next 2 days and the next week we'll be down in Mesquite. So little change of
Oh,
pace
fun.
me, and maybe I won't be in a sweater. It's supposed to be like 70, almost 80 degrees. I can't wait.
Ooh, lovely. And
Yeah.
where's Mesquite?
In Nevada.
Where? Where's Mesquite?
Oh,
Oh, fun. Okay, okay.
it's like an hour outside of Vegas.
Fun. Okay. That's
Yeah.
fun.
We're take
Pool?
we're taking
What do
the
you got going
kids.
on there?
Yeah. So there's a pool at the place. Um we just did like a VRBO because our kids are getting too old now, so they're like they need their own space and I need to not hear them complain about it. So, it's
Yeah.
better for everybody, but the place that we have is like a community pool kinda deal, and, we're gonna take them into
Oh,
Vegas for one day and go do that Area 15. Have you ever heard of
oh,
that?
the zip lining and stuff?
No, it's like, interactive museum.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. No, never heard of it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty cool, and I thought it would be a fun kid-friendly thing to do.
I was say a family-friendly thing, so you gotta make sure you or Marcus don't stray. It's Vegas after all.
I know. It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be really hard.
I gotta
You can do it.
stay on task.
Right?
So many
You can do
squirrels,
it. I know. Lights
so many
everywhere.
flashing lights.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. I know.
Let's go gamble.
Sounds. I gotta do it. I can make millions.
With this $20, I could quit my
Right?
job. Oh, wait, I can't. We still have to do the podcast.
You can't. You still have to podcast, god damn it.
Back around to that.
Yep. All right, well, that sounds fun. So you'll be coming from Mesquite here in a couple weeks.
Yep, next week.
Cool. All right. Well, that about wraps it up, right?
That does. And as always, if you have any fun stories, feel free to email us at realsistersrealestate@gmail.com. Remember to like and subscribe and follow us. We are on all of our major streaming platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Amazon. Which ones am I forgetting?
Apple,
Apple.
all the big ones.
Yeah, yeah,
iHeart Music.
those ones.
Yeah. you know, like those major
Those
platforms.
major streaming platforms, you can find us there.
Yes. And give us a 5-star review too,
Also,
please.
do that.
Mhm. All right. We'll see you next
All
week.
right, bye.
All right. Bye.